shorter. Good. That's good. Tie it up. Hari. Say cartels. Give it to him. Give it to Mahamantra. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Rama. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Chana Vallabha Girivarsa Gopi Chana Vallabha Girivarsa Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Sadanandana Jaganandana Yasadanandana Yasadanandana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Fix the volume. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Sadanandana Raja Janandana Muffled, it's muffled. Sadanandana Raja Janandana Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatare Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanandjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovista Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sejuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sira Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastava Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Reading from the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, The Science of God, Chapter 6. Prahlad instructs his demoniac schoolmates. Text number 9. Ko grihesu pumang saktang Atmanam ajitendriya Sneha pasardidhair bhadham Utsahita vimochitum
Gogresu paman sakta Atmanam ajitendriya Sneha pasai dhanair baddha Utsaheta vimochitam
Gogresu puman saktam Atmanam ajitendriya Sneha pasai dhanair baddham Utsaheta vimochitam
Mataji, word for word meaning. Kaha, what? Grihesu, to household life. Uman, man. Shaktam, very much attached. Atmanam, his own self. The soul. Ajita Indriya, who has not conquered the senses. Sneha Pasai, by the ropes of affection. Dridhai, very strong. Badam, bound hand and foot. Utsahita, is able. Vimochitam, to liberate from material bondage. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What person to attach to household life due to being unable to control his senses can liberate himself? An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family, wife, children, and own relatives. Please repeat after me. What person to attach to household life, to being unable to control his senses, can liberate himself. An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family, wife, children, and other relatives. Purport. Prahlad Maharaj's first proposal was Kaumara Acharit Pragya Dharmam Bhagavatam Iha. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood, to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. Dharman Bhagavatam means the religious principle of reviving our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For this purpose, Krishna personally advises, Sarva Dharmang Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Give up all other duties and surrender unto me. While in the material world, we manufacture so many duties in the name of so many isms. But our actual duty is to free ourselves from the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. For this purpose, one must first be liberated from material bondage, and especially from household life. Household is actually a kind of license for a materially attached person by which to enjoy sense gratification under regulative principles. Otherwise, there is no need of entering household life. Before entering household life, one should be trained as a brahmachari, living under the care of the guru, whose place is known as the Gurukula. Brahmachari Gurukule Vashandanto Gurur Hitam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 12, Text 1. From the beginning, a brahmachari is trained to sacrifice everything for the benefit of the guru. The brahmachari is advised to go begging alms door to door, addressing all women as mother. And whatever he collects goes to the benefit of the guru. In this way, he learns how to control his senses and sacrifice everything for the guru. When he is fully trained, if he likes, he is allowed to marry. Thus, he is not an ordinary grihastha who has learned only how to satisfy his senses. A trained grihastha can gradually give up household life and go to the forest to become increasingly enlightened in spiritual life, and at last take sannyas. Prahlad Maharaj explained to his father that to be free from all material anxieties, one should go to the forest. Ivat mapatam griham andakupam. One should give up his household, which is a place for going further and further down into the darkest regions of material existence. The first advice, therefore, is that one must give up household life, griham andakupam. However, if one prefers to remain in the dark household life because of uncontrolled senses, he becomes increasingly entangled by ropes of affection for his wife, children, servants, house, money, and so on. Such a person cannot attain liberation from material bondage. Therefore, children should be taught from the very beginning of life to be first-class brahmacharis. Then it will be possible for them to give up household life in the future. To return home back to Godhead, one must be completely free from material attachment. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga means Vairagya Vidya, the art that can help one develop a distaste for material attachment or enjoyment. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Dhyanam Chayat Ahaitukam. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 7. If one engages in devotional service from the very beginning of life, he easily attains Vairagya Vidya or Ashakti, detachment, and becomes Jitendriya, the controller of his senses. One who perfectly engages in devotional service is therefore called Goswami or Swami, master of the senses. Unless one is master of the senses, he should not accept the renounced order of life, sannyas. A strong inclination for sense enjoyment is the cause of the material body. Without full knowledge, one cannot be unattached to material enjoyment. But as long as one is not in that position, one is not fit to return home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ko griheshu umang shaktam atmanam ajitindriya Sneha pasay hridhair badham utsahita vimochitum. What person to attach to household life, due to being unable to control his senses, can liberate himself? An attached householder is bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family, wife, children, and other relatives. So there are 4 ashrams or spiritual stages in life. Like there is also 4 social orders, Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Shudra. So similarly in the spiritual life there are 4 stages. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I'm not a sannyasi, I'm not this, I'm not that. And what are we? We're all eternal servants of the Supreme Lord. Gopi Bartu Padakamalayor Dasa 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 Anugas. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Roy, what is the goal of life? First he says all of these different levels one should give up this. Um, Even he rejected all of those. Like even the Varnashram system. In India, we have this Varnashram program whereby they're like stepping stones. Ultimately, one becomes purified. So now in Grihastha ashram, it's like from brahmachari, that means the student life. Whether one is the son, is a son of a king or the son of a pauper, one can go to the Gurukul. Gurukul means the school of the spiritual master, Guru Kula. School, Kula, Guru, the spiritual master. From the age of 5 up till the age of 25, they will learn how to make their life, mold their life in such a way that they will become very strong in values, in moral, and ultimately being Krishna conscious. At the age of 25, the student can go back to mama, can become a mamachari, or can stay in the Gurukul and ultimately will take up the renounced order of life. But 99.99% they go back home to mama and papa. And then they will take up the process of being a grihastha. Now, Prabhupada mentions here, if you are not trained up to be a good brahmachari, then how can you be a good householder, a grihastha? The opposite of grihastha is Grihamedi. Now, Grihamedi is not an ashram. Grihastha ashram. There is no such thing as Grihamedi ashram. Ashram means spiritual stage or order of life. Grihamedi means those who are attached to family. As we've heard, they are bound very strongly by ropes of affection for his family. And who are the family? The wife, the children, and other relatives. And consider also friends. Sometimes, even in India, when you hear someone, oh, he's my brother, but not really blood brother. Yes? He's my brother because we're so close. And sometimes, yes, even they're not blood related, but their attachment to each other is greater than their own family members. So there are two things, attachment and affection. It is natural to be affectionate towards family members. But attachment also, it is good. But attachment only in material pleasure, that is bad. And in this way, that's why Prabhupada says that family bondage is the strongest attachment that leads us to take birth again and again in this material world. That is the last snare of Maya. To think that my relationship with my family members will last forever. This family relationship is only with this body. Due to karma or the reaction from our previous activities, we belong to the same family. Because it's only in that family that we will receive the reaction from the past. Either we will enjoy or suffer together. I know, this is the whole story of the whole world. Everyone is suffering. No one is happy in this world. Everyone is miserable. But the devotee, they are affected little bit. Even family members in Krishna consciousness, they are also affected by the material energy. No one can escape the influence of Maya. And the problem here is we think that we are the doer. We think that we are the doer, we think that we are the enjoyer, and we think that we are the proprietor. Three things. We're not the doer. The doer ultimately is Krishna, indirectly through the material energy. We're like puppets. You've seen that picture in the Bhagavad Gita? Huh? The puppeteer holding, connected the strings to the living entities, and according to one's birth and the actions that he acquired from the past, then he performed his activities according to the modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. So ultimately, we have to transgress these modes of material nature. Daivihi isha gunamai mama maya durachaya. This divine energy, because this is also the reflection of the spiritual energy. Either you are under Yoga Maya or Mahamaya. The devotees also, they are under the influence of Yoga Maya, not to see Krishna as God, and this is what makes them more attached to Krishna. The Brajavasis, they don't care whether Krishna is God or not. What they only care is how they can increase their love towards Him. So they are under Yoga Maya. In the material world, all the conditioned souls, they're under Mahamaya's jurisdiction. Another name for Mahamaya is Durga. Very difficult to penetrate, very difficult to get through. So we have to be Jitendriya. Prabhupada translated the word Ajita Indriya. Those who are attached, householders, those who are attached, they are called Grihamedi. They are sense enjoyers. They suffer more. Miserable is greater and suffering is greater for the Grihamedis because of uncontrolled senses. They're not able to conquer their senses. In spiritual life, this is our first priority, to control our senses and the mind. Grihamedis, no. Householder life, there's no problem with the marriage. The problem is, who is the center of the marriage? Who is the center of the householder life? If their senses is the center, or they are slaves of their senses, if their mind is not controlled, that means they don't focus on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then they suffer more. Their life is so miserable. They're always fighting at home. And who gets the most affected? The children. That's why in the early age, the children has to be taught how to be Krishna conscious. This is the responsibility of the parents. It says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, one should not be a king, one should not be a teacher, one should not be a guru, one should not be a parent. If he cannot liberate the subjects to become free from the cycle of repeated birth and death. Now, who are in this category? Practically everyone in Kali Yuga, isn't it? They're not be able to save the country. Well, they will try. How about the teachers? It is the responsibility also for the spiritual master. There's so many bogus gurus. Some of them, they say, oh, if you think I am God, maybe I am God. So you can worship me as God if you think I am God. No, the guru will never say that he is God. Srila Prabhupada never said that. Srila Prabhupada says, I am a servant and a servant of the servant of the servant of my spiritual master. How about the parents? They will try their best. In the very beginning of the life of the children, for them to become religious. Now, there are two things, being a religionist and being a spiritualist. Religion can change, but being a spiritualist, no. We're all servants of Krishna. Krishna is God, and my eternal religion is always to serve Krishna. So, a Jitendriya, one who has not conquered the senses, therefore, those grihasta, they're meant to be controlling their senses. They're meant to control their mind because they know the purpose of human form of life, to get out of this material world. The Grihamedis, they're considered to be in the dark well, blinded by sense enjoyment, blinded by sense gratification, and andakupam. Grihamedi andakupam. It says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, what's andakupam? It's a dark well. What does that mean? See, when you're walking, and because the dark well is covered by green grass, you don't know that there's a dark well there. So you keep walking, and not knowingly, because the dark well is covered by the green grasses, then you fall down to the dark well. And the dark well, they're full of snakes. It's very deep. You cannot get out by your own endeavor. It is not possible. Unless someone shows up and throw you a rope to get out. A Grihamedi will ask, who are you? Why are you throwing this rope? I am happy here. This undercover here. This dark well. I'm happy here. What is that story of King Indra? Yeah, he was cursed because he did some offense. Not cursed, but he has to suffer to take a body of a pig. King Indra, he has all the opulences. Everything that one wishes to have. So he took birth as a pig. He has a pig wife, and he has so many piglets, baby pigs. And they're all enjoying in mud. They're all enjoying the dirt. Have you seen in Vrindavan in action, the pigs? Yeah, they're always covered by dirt. So now it's time for him to come back because no one is able to do his seva. And he was being asked, please come back now to your seva. He says, no, I am enjoying with my white piggy and I'm enjoying with my piglets. Is that really enjoying? No, of course not. So similarly, person whose senses uncontrolled, the mind is disturbed, he is in moha, he is in illusion. And the only rescue for them to get out of that conditioning is by the mercy of the devotees. Especially, we're now embarking for another book distribution marathon. Srila Prabhupada book distribution marathon the whole month of December and part of November. We are meant to save as many conditioned souls as possible by giving them the opportunity to receive Srila Prabhupada's books. Those who clap, I think they're going to be distributing 1,000 books each. I don't know, when we had the ICC meeting in Vrindavan, there are many devotees there, leaders of the Indian continental, the whole nation, and everyone pledged, each and every temple pledged. How much did we pledge here in Delhi? 4.5 lakhs only! Huh? 4.6. Now it's increased. 4.6 lakhs. Bhagavad Gita. And I'm sure you can make 5 lakhs also. Isn't it? Our Guru Maharaj, his zone is always number 1. And the marathon will start 15th of November. That's why before entering the temple, you must have seen there are 2 kundas there, Yagya Kund. Today we'll have a special Yagya for book distribution marathon near Garuda Ji, which will start at 10 o'clock this morning. Everyone is most welcome. The real yagya in this day and age is to chant the holy name of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada says, I wrote these books not just for distribution, but for you to read, so that you'll become convinced to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the main purpose of reading Srila Prabhupada's books, to convince all of us to chant the holy name. And when we chant the holy name of the Lord, we will relish more Srila Prabhupada's books. The whole world needs these books. We are part of this program whereby the Hare Krishna movement will be the religion for the next 10,000 years. We have to start now. In India, there are over 1 billion people. We will surpass even China. And it's amazing that every year we distribute lakhs and lakhs of books of Srila Prabhupada, especially the Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada says also, the greatest social welfare activity is to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Not just social welfare, but we are saving the soul. Other institutions, they will make you feel good, but you will have to take birth again in this material world. But Srila Prabhupada's books will be there for the next 10,000 years. And Prabhupada says also, it'll be noted in the history of the world that this Hare Krishna movement is the one who saved the world from being barbarian. You know what barbarian means? Uncivilized. It is the opposite of Aryan. Aryan race. India is meant to be like Aryan race. You know what an Aryan means? Civilized. They know the purpose of human form of life. to get out of this material world, to go back home, back to Godhead, where we can be with Krishna and to serve Him eternally, full of knowledge and bliss. The material world is the opposite. The material world is full of ignorance, full of miseries, and life is temporary. So, we have to convince ourselves first. Yes, that is the highest social welfare activity, to save others from the calamity of being here in this material world. But Prabhupada says also, higher than that, or greater than that, is to save ourselves first. So especially the Grihastas, and all, some of you are Grihastas here. I can see many of you are brahmacharis. We have to chant our rounds attentively. We have to chant our rounds in focus. We have to chant our rounds without any offenses. Have morning program. I know some of you live in the vase, right? Vases, yeah? You also have morning program there. You have a regular reading of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. You associate with the devotees, but most of all, help distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Though if you can make only one devotee, guarantees you'll go back home, back to Godhead. But I am sure you can make hundreds and hundreds of devotees. There was a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. He says that I want every one of you to become acharyas. You know what an acharya means? Like our Guru Maharaj is an acharya. Our Srila Prabhupada, he is the founder acharya of ISKCON. Acharya means by his action, he set the example. He says, I want you to become acharyas and make 100 more acharyas and 1,000 more acharyas and 1 million more acharyas. So Grihastas, you have to be acharya in your family. For your family, set the best example. If you do, then you will save your whole family and at the same time also help others to become pure devotees. Our only goal is to serve our Guru Maharaj, and whenever I traveled with him, I traveled with Guru Maharaj for 27 years. His main purpose is to help others to become Krishna conscious and tell others, especially his disciples, to preach. Preaching means by example and distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. So we would like to request all of you, young and old, to distribute books this coming marathon, which starts on the 15th of November. And we should try to reclaim the throne. Delhi became number one many, many years. So we should do it again. Delhi means the whole NCR, Delhi. Yeah. And the glory of India actually is Bhagavad Gita. The Prime Minister Modi says that the greatest gift of India to the whole world is the Bhagavad Gita. He says that. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Vedic scriptures. We don't have enough one lifetime. Prahlad Maharaj says in this chapter, Srimad Bhagavatam, we're supposed to live for 100 years. But that 100 years, people spend more time in sleeping and mating and defending and eating. So barely, if you add all of those, because some of them, they sleep for 12 hours. Some of our brahmacharis, they're lucky if they can sleep for 5 hours. They're so busy the whole day doing service. We get up by 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then we sleep by 9:30. And then we get up again the next day. And we don't have any other purpose except to help Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj to spread Krishna consciousness. Life is short. Party harder. Sankirtan, party harder. The materialists, they have this motto also. Life is short. Party harder. Get more into material sense enjoyment. No. Our motto is, life is short. We don't have much time. So make the best out of whatever lifespan that we have. This is the best way how to be recognized by Lord Krishna. By distributing Srila Prabhupada's books and chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Don't fall into Maya. Maya is very attractive, but Krishna is more attractive. He is the most attractive. Hare Krishna. We stop here now. Any questions or comments? Yes? Where is Bhakta mic? Is there a microphone here? Mic. Turn it on first.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the wonderful class. Maharaj, you talked about sense control, how we should try to control our senses at first meeting. I see with myself, like I try to do that, like eat less today. Prasadam, I eat less, but when it comes in plate, I end up eating more only. Like it happens.
Like a Govardhan Hill?
Not like that, but the point is.
It's okay. You can eat like a horse, but work like a horse. You cannot be artificially renounced, sleep less, eat less, but then you are sickly, you cannot move around. No. When you become mature in Krishna consciousness, all the bodily demands will be reduced. The 6 Goswamis, they only sleep for 2 hours. They only drink a handful of shots, buttermilk. We cannot do that. You have to eat according to the way Prabhupada says, we should maintain ourselves as long as the body and the soul fits together. We have to remember this. We cannot be artificially renounced. No. That will create havoc. You'll become more disturbed. Your mind will become, looking for something else. You cannot be focused. Your senses will want, if you artificially renounce, your senses will demand more and you'll get more into trouble. No. When you become mature, then everything will be reduced and will be increased Krishna consciousness. You'll increase more your hearing and chanting and your seva. And you will not feel that something is lacking. Okay? Don't be artificially renounced. No. Any other question? Yes, over there. Please pass the mic. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 seconds. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Maharajji, what is main purpose of book distribution?
What is the main purpose of book distribution? Not money. Main purpose of book distribution is to help the conditioned soul to get out of this material world. And what is the first criteria of being a good book distributor? Humility. When you meet a person, you pray to the Paramatma, please inspire this person who is lost, who is miserable, who is suffering so much to take up this Bhagavad Gita, this book. You connect to that person through the Paramatma. You are not the doer, but because of your enthusiasm, the person will take the book. Prabhupada says these books are being distributed because of the enthusiasm of my disciples. There is a story of a Guru Maharaj, right, in Mumbai. He put the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada's books in a bookstore, and it's very rarely that the books are being distributed. So Prabhupada says, yes, my books are being distributed only because of the enthusiasm of my disciples. And where do we get this enthusiasm? From the strict, strong sadhana morning program. Chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra attentively. When you go out there, you're so alive, they'll get electrocuted by you. It's like you're like a live wire. Because of your enthusiasm, even before you speak to them, they can see, oh, you're like really effulgent. You're like shining like the sun. And even sometimes devotees, they did this. They're so enthusiastic. There was a challenge between devotees. Okay, we will not say anything. We will just say, give them the book, open the book, and ask for donation. And they were distributing so much. So many books went out without even speaking. Because, the vibration, the spiritual vibration of the devotee is so contagious. You can feel, even before they come to you, you can tell, oh, this person is so it's very inspirational. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Tatmos Vaishnava is that by seeing them, it'll remind you of Krishna immediately. We should be on that level. Okay, but how can we be in that level? We have to control our senses, we have to control our mind, and everything that we mentioned. All right? Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Okay, 2 more questions. Mataji, no question there? Any points? Okay, here.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Speak louder.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Sometimes during book distribution, when the distribution goes very good, like so many books are distributed and they are like at the top of on that day. So sometimes we become, sometimes pride comes and we become puffed up. So how can we tackle that?
Why you become puffed up? Sometimes.
Sometimes.
No.
Out of ignorance.
Most of the times we are puffed up. So always remember again that we are not the doer. We're just instrument. And if we're not able to distribute books, that will crush more of your ego. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disciples, if they can distribute only one book or one pamphlet, he became so happy. It is not the quantity, it is your endeavor, it is your effort that Krishna sees. If your endeavor and your effort is genuine, only to help the conditioned soul, even if you distribute only one book, Krishna will recognize you. So quantity will be there as well anyway. If you are like, nowadays, even in America, one person can distribute like 1,000 books. Before, it's unheard of, like even 100 books, person to person. Now we distribute through corporate preaching, 500 books. I'm sure Mahamantra Prabhu can distribute 1,000 books so easily. Yeah, but corporate preaching, but to do person to person, it's not so easy. One time I was distributing books, I got punched in the face. Yeah, but what to do? Continue distributing books. Krishna sees the efforts and the endeavors that we do. And if it is genuine, no self-agenda, no self-interest, then we get more and more of His mercy. Okay? Is there another question here? Yes.
Where do you get punched? Here?
Toronto, Canada.
That is in India.
Not in India, no. When they see you have Lal Kapra, then they will see you Pandit Ji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj Ji, thank you for the class. Maharaj Ji, you have mentioned regarding we should chant attentively.
Yes.
But many times we try to chant attentively, but the mind gets bewildered. So what should we do to get the mind completely absorbed?
Ignore the mind. You can tell the mind, my dear mind, let me chant the holy name of the Lord, and I will entertain you later on. Same with Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur is being allured, enticed by a prostitute. And Haridas Thakur says, I have to chant my prescribed number of rounds. So I will entertain you. I will enjoy with you. You please sit down here. So this should be our mood as well. Yeah? The mind will become so pacified, the mind will not bother you anymore. This is how you can do it. If you say, okay, let me entertain the mind, then I will chant later. No. You will not win with the mind if you do like that. To win over the mind, you ignore the mind and replace with Krishna. The focus. Okay? All right, we stop here now. Any more points, Mataji's? Any question? I've heard the Matajis in Delhi, they're very intelligent. They ask good questions. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada Book Distribution Marathon ki. Jai Gaur Sitanan Brahmanande. Hari Om Tat Sat. Dhanyabad. Hari Hari. Hold on, let me see. So a sec.